Hi dear ones, today we are going to study the chapter motion. In this particular chapter there are certain subtopics. One is origin, then rest, motion, distance and displacement. So first of all we will start with first topic, that is origin. Whenever we think about origin, the thing which comes in our mind is it must be a starting point. It is the beginning of something. That is origin. So whenever we start thinking about origin, certain things like starting point, beginning point comes in our mind. But when we study it in physics, it is having some importance because we take this particular word or we take this particular term for the measurement of distances. So when we have to study it as per the requirement of measurement of distance in particular topic motion, then we define origin as the chosen reference point. Chosen reference point for the measurement of distances is known as origin. Now I'll take one example, then it will be very clear with the help of that example. My house is 10 kilometers away from Ram's house. When I say my house is 10 kilometers away from Ram's house, it means that I am starting the measurement from Ram's house. So Ram's house has become origin. Another statement. My house is 20 kilometers away from Sham's house. So now origin is changed. Now it has become Sham's house. I will start measuring the distance from Sham's house to my house. That is why I have used the word chosen reference. Reference is there. Ram's house or Sham's house. These are the reference points. But that is chosen. It is on my choice, which with respect to what point I am measuring the distance. That is why it is the chosen reference point for the measurement of distance. So origin is simply defined as the chosen reference point for the measurement of distance. I think from this example, this particular concept of origin is clear. So on the line, if I have to show, it is always shown like this. Whenever I have to start, we generally denote it by 0 mark, isn't it? So suppose O is taken as 0, then this is 1, then this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So I can say that this is the X position or X1 position. I was here, and from here I went to some other position. So when I went to some position, suppose I went to this particular position, so my distance is x2 minus x1, isn't it? x2 minus x1. So I am measuring, because I am measuring it with respect to x1, so this particular position has become the origin. It is not necessary that I will start from here. I can start from here also. If I will start from my journey from here and I will go here, or I will go here, anywhere, I will go here, then in this particular case, again it will be x2 minus x1. But what is x1? x1 is here. So origin is changed. Origin is, the starting point is changed. So origin is the chosen reference point, and we generally, for the sake of simplicity, for the sake of measurement, for our convenience, we take the starting point as 0. So when I take this as 0, so then this will become 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and 4 and so on. So that is for our convenience, that we take the value of origin 0 for our convenience, so that it will become easy for calculation, but it is not necessarily be 0, it can be any number also. Okay, so this is the basic concept of origin. Now we will go to the second concept, that is rest. What do you mean by rest? Topic is motion. So with respect to that, another term comes in mind, which is just relative and opposite to it, that is rest. I have used the word relative and opposite. We will talk about it. Okay. So first of all, we will understand about rest. When I say rest, thing comes in my mind is body is stationary. It is static. It is not moving. Not moving. Not in motion. But when I say that body is stationary, static, not moving or not in motion, then I need to understand what is the meaning of it. It is not moving means what? It is at rest means what? It is stationary means what? What exactly the meaning of stationary or rest or not moving, that we have to understand. So I'll take one example to understand this. This is a chalk based example. Chalk is here. This chalk is at rest. Now how can I say that this chalk is at rest? It is not changing its position. It is not changing its position with respect to time. Time is passing. Its position is not changing. One. Also, its position is not changing with respect to the surrounding. Surrounding means the things which are present around it. It is not changing its position with respect to the board. It is not changing its position with respect to the wall. It is not changing its position with respect to chair. It is not changing its position with respect to the table. It is not changing its position with respect to window. It is not changing its position with respect to door. So it's not changing its position with respect to the things placed around it or present around it. So surrounding, that is become the surrounding. So it is not changing its position with respect to the surrounding and time. Then we can say that this chalk is at rest. So we define rest as when the body does not change its position with respect to its surrounding and time, then body is said to be at rest. When the body does not change its position with respect to its surrounding and time, then body is said to be at rest. I have another term, that is motion. Now it is just opposite term. Motion is just opposite term of rest. When the body is changing its position, when the body is changing its position with respect to the surrounding and time. So suppose take the same example of chalk. Chalk is here. Now it is moving. Moving means what? It is changing its position with respect to the surrounding. It is going closer to the board. It is going closer to the wall. It is going away from the table. It is going away from the window. It is going away from the door. So it is changing its position with respect to surrounding. Now it is coming closer to the table, going away from the wall, or it is going towards left, it is going towards right. It all depends upon the change of position. So its position is changing with respect to the things placed around it as well as with time. Then we can say that body is in motion. So body is at rest when it does not change its position with respect to the surrounding and time, and body is said to be in motion if its position changes with respect to its surrounding and time. But I have some examples where body is at rest also and it is at motion also. So that is why the rest and motion are known as relative terms. They are known as relative terms. Now relative terms, when I say relative terms, then I have to talk about frame of reference. I have to talk about frame of reference. What does it mean, frame of reference? When I say that position of the chalk is not changing with respect to board, wall, chair, so I have considered the frame of reference of room. With respect to this room, position of the chalk is not changing. So My frame of reference is this room. But if I will see the position of chalk with respect to sun, then we are living on the earth and we are in the solar system. Sun is here and earth is revolving around the earth, around the sun. Earth is revolving around the sun. On earth, this chalk is at rest, or in this particular room this chalk is at rest. But when I take the example, or when I take the broader frame of reference, or another frame of reference, that is the frame of reference of solar system, then in this solar system, when I see this chalk piece with respect to sun, now earth is moving, so chalk is also moving along with the earth. So chalk is in motion, because earth, as the earth is moving, chalk is also moving. So with respect to sun, the chalk is in motion. Chalk is in motion, isn't it? That is why, though it is at rest on the earth's surface, but with respect to the sun, it is in motion. So on the context of earth's surface, it is at rest, but with respect to the solar system, it is in motion. One more example. Take the example of bus or a train. You are sitting inside the bus. So many people are there inside the bus and you are sitting inside the bus. So when you are sitting inside the bus, you are at rest, because with respect to your neighbor, you are at rest. With respect to the front seat, you are at rest. With respect to the side seat, you are at rest. With respect to the things placed, bags and everything placed inside the bus, you are at rest, because your position is not changing with respect to the seats or person sitting inside the bus. So you are at rest. So with respect to the frame of reference, that is the frame of reference of bus. Bus is the frame of reference. With respect to the bus, you are at rest. You see outside. When I take the broader or the another frame of reference, that is with respect to the frame of reference of earth, you are in motion, because your bus is moving from one place to another place. When your bus is moving from one place to another place, you are at rest inside the bus. But as your bus is moving, your position is changing with respect to the things which are present outside the bus. Here there is a tree. Suppose here there is a tree and your bus is moving, so you are going closer to the tree and then passing by. Now the tree is going back, means what? You are going ahead. So with respect to you, the tree is going backward. So this, what does it mean? What does it mean? Your position is changing with respect to this tree or the other things around the bus, because bus is in motion, so you are also in motion. You are in motion, means your position is changing with respect to the surrounding. Your position is changing with respect to the surrounding, and hence rest and motion are said to be relative terms. That relativeness depends upon the frame of reference which we choose. If I will choose the frame of reference of bus, I am at rest. But if I will take the frame of reference of earth, then with respect to that, I am in motion. So at the same time, you can be at rest and you can be in motion. That depends upon the frame of reference chosen.